In this video, we're going to discuss why you can't finish more songs and what you can do in order to finish more songs both peacefully and effectively. Now, there's a good chance your unfinished songs to finished songs ratio is a lot of unfinished ones and not a lot of finished ones. And there's also a good chance that you often fall victim to what I call the music producer project death cycle, where something inspires you to start a song, you fall into the euphoria of hyper-focused creativity, and then for whatever reason, you lose motivation to finish the project. Maybe you listen to the song the next day and it's just not exciting as you thought it was. Maybe you worked too long on the song and you're still stuck on the 8-bar loop, but either way, your urge to give up and start something new outweighs your motivation to continue working on this project until it is a presentable piece of art. Well, there are three main reasons that you aren't finishing more songs and why you find yourself stuck in this vicious cycle. I'm going to discuss each of those reasons and what you can do in order to build better habits that will lead you to finishing more songs and ultimately building the portfolio of music that you dream of. Reason number one is you aren't practicing enough. Every time you open the DAW, you're trying to make a song. Problem here is that building a song is no small task. It takes a lot of life energy and time to complete. Another thing is that you have to follow a lot of rules and standards when building songs. And this can be creatively limiting and very stressful. Even if you don't think you're following rules while you're making songs, you are. In music, rules are just standards by which we believe that our music should sound. If every time you open the DAW and you're taking on all the weight of building a full song, you will burn yourself out. How creatively freeing would it feel to be able to sit down and make music that doesn't have to satisfy any rules or standards, including your own? This is why you need to dedicate time to practicing, or what I like to call jamming. Learn how to open your DAW with no intentions of making something good and make music that you have no intentions of releasing or sharing in any way. Just sit down and let your wildest musical ideas come to life. When you practice like this, I guarantee you find a whole new musical side of you that you didn't even know existed. When you practice like this, you're going to learn a lot of new skills because you're going to be trying new things. And not only that, but you have a better chance of making all of your mistakes in practice sessions so that when you get to real songs, you won't have to solve as many frustrating mistakes that could potentially make you give up on potentially good songs. And this leads me to reason number two why you can't finish songs. And that is that you're not guiding yourself to the finish line. The easiest way to finish a song is to understand what it is that you are trying to make. It is impossible to get to an end goal when you have no idea what the end goal even is. Most producers focus all of their energy on starting the song. They get inspired, they open the DAW, and they start creating with no end goal in mind. And then they wonder why they can't finish the song. It's really hard to finish songs when you don't know what you're trying to make. You might think you know what you're trying to make, but if you didn't already put more effort into preparing for your end goal, rather than just focusing on how you're going to start the song, you probably don't have a good enough idea for what it is that you're actually trying to make. It's perfectly okay to make music out of thin air and go into it unprepared, but do that during practice. Get excited about it, jam out, have fun with music. But when it's time to sit down and pour countless hours of life energy into finishing a full release-ready song, it's best to go into it prepared. My students who are really good at project preparation always have larger followings on streaming platforms and more support from bigger artists. And that's a direct reflection of their portfolio of music that they are constantly able to add music to. So, next time you sit down to make a song, I want you to think about these three things before you start making the song. Who is the song for? What does this audience like? And what can I do to add my flavor to this sound? And then I want you to do your research, listen to some music, and get a bunch of ideas, and then plan your strategy for how you are going to make a song that this audience likes. But before you do that, we have one more reason for why you can't finish songs, and this is the reason that's going to help you tie all the information you've learned in this video together, and you will be a music finishing machine. Reason number 3 is that you're probably not using a reference track. When I give this exercise to my students, they have a 100% success rate. When you're doing your research and planning your strategy for finishing your next song, I want you to find a reference track that you can use to help guide you to the finish line. Reference tracks help guide you through all of the parts of song building that you don't really care about, so that you can focus more on the parts of song building that you do care about. For example, if I want to make tech house, I find a popular song in that genre and download it so I can use it as a reference track. And then I just copy the things that I don't feel like putting much thought into. Things like, what kind of drum kit do I need? Or how am I going to arrange this song? So if I can copy things like these, I'll have way more creative energy to focus on the parts of the song that I enjoy and am deeply passionate about. Things like the melodies and the sound design. The more focus I can put on the parts of the song that I care most about, the better chance I have of actually making those elements unique and developing my own sound. When I don't use a reference track, I always end up spending way too much time and energy on the parts of the song that I could easily copy. And then when I get to the parts of the song that have to be unique and really good, like the melodies and sound design, usually that's the point at which I burn myself out, add another project to the graveyard, and start something new. Or in other words, repeat the music production project death cycle. If you enjoyed this lesson and would like more resources on learning music production the right way, click below this video and enroll in my music production program called EDM Bootcamp. This program offers a structured path to learning music production and also comes with access to my inner circle, which is where you can communicate with me and send me your music for feedback all along the way. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and stay tuned for the next video.